Hello, Facebook. I'm back with another one. I am here to do shadow work 6, inner child. We're going to do today. So let's start, Facebook. I hope y'all having a good morning. I know I am. So, this is shadow work inner child. This is the picture. You see, Facebook? Let's start. Anything that is wrong with your beginnings as a survivor in childhood. The inner childhood. It says, now that you have been informed about the shadow, it is time to realize it's not your own occlusion and personal hiding behind the surface. The next part is you to your inner child, a joyful, curious part of you that builds upon wondering in your life. It says the child is the one that makes you brave and strong. It helps you boost your self-esteem and encourage you that confidence we often lack in our lives. It is all about your inner child and who it is. If you expect trauma in your life, it's possibly that your child is wounds, which can be why you struggle to build up the confidence and the need to accept yourself fully. So, I'm saying shadow is normal and protecting is offensive. You have self-conscious to create to fight against the fears and the shame that usually surround and trauma events in your life. The childhood is the part of who you wish to run free. Normally, this child comes out in moments when you do something that is often seen as a childlike. When the shadow remains unsurfaced, it tends to pack the shame, punishing the child just for experiencing it in it, which is never a thing to do. With the shadow, there is protection. The inner childhood from negative feelings and end up hurting the child. Often behaviors it learns when you were a young. It becomes multi-tattly with parents and what you usually to experience yourself in daily life. So, not YouTube, but Facebook. This is about the inner childhood. When you do shadow work, you have to identify and go all the way back in your inner childhood as a child. Some of these days now, people ignore their childlikeness, their happiness, their creative side. They ignore it because they, as a child, didn't experience of being a child. For some, couldn't even be a child. For some, they hide when they was a child because they went through trauma. And then they had to hide themselves as a child. It goes all the way back as a childhood. I know the experience of it. I'm not here to make parents look bad. No parent is perfect. I know I'm not. But I am here to let you know when you are going through childhood trauma, it affects you as you are adult if you do not heal it. The reason why I know that, Facebook, is because I have experienced it. I have went through things in my life that I had to go all the way back as a child. And I had to heal those type of things. Some is abandonment issues. That's one of them. Another one is you can't fully be yourself. And when you get as a child and you grow up as an adult, you so used to not fully being yourself as a child, then when you be an adult, you can't fully be yourself. Because you want to honor your parents. You want to honor your mother and your father. You don't want your parents to look at you wrong. You don't want your parents to look at you as a bad person. But Facebook, I'm here today to bring the truth to you. Parents is not perfect. No parent is. Parents are here to give us advice. We still have to live our lives as an adult when we get older. They here to give us advice as we a child. But some parents these days, they've been through so much trauma in their lives, they put their trauma onto you and to me and to anyone. They don't know about healthy relationships for some parents. They don't know about healthy situations because they went through trauma themselves and they did not heal their inner childhood. Let's go on. Let the shadow becomes the protector might sound like the right idea at first, but it's actually not always a good thing since the shadow hides its inner child, meaning part of us that used to be fully with wonders and dreams, the creative of intuitive, and part of us is hiding away even more. So what they're saying is we're hiding our creative side. People don't even these days, adults don't even know what creativeness is. They're not finding their creative. Art is a creative. Hobbies is a creative. And they don't even enjoy them today. All they do is work, come home, go to sleep, take care of their kids. But they forget who they are. They forget who their childhood is, as going all the way back. They forget it because they so used to putting it in the back burner of their mind. They don't be their fully self because they're so full of responsibilities today. They can't, today in this world, they can't find their childhood because all they're on is responsibilities and getting them done. But Facebook, it is a creative side that you have to find within yourself. You have to find it. My creative side is so many things. I had to go all the way back to my childhood. You can't blame your parents. I'm going to give it to you right now. You can't blame your parents. Now your parents had things going on in their life, but that's not about them. We here for you, Facebook. It's about you finding the trauma that happened to you in your life. It's about you identifying it. Abandonment issues is one. Not fully being yourself is another one. Another one is neglection. Also, another one is making sure someone else feels so good and then you lose yourself. Another one is not speaking your mind. Today, Facebook, a lot of adults don't speak their mind. Their true mind. They don't be blunt. And they hide their life from their parents so they won't be judged. But you didn't come in this world, Facebook, for your parents. You came in this world for the Most High God and the divine. Everyone in this world, Facebook, have a purpose. You need to find your purpose. You need to find your purpose while you here on earth. Because there's no promise of tomorrow. The next day, people are so dawn on responsibilities. You don't know if you're going to leave the world today or not. You don't know if you're going to leave the world tomorrow. It's up to God if you going to live. So that's why You have to find your purpose here on earth. You have to put in the work for the Most High and for the divine. But the only way you can do that is going back to your inner child. The only way you can heal yourself is going back to the inner child. Because you have to find, that is shadow work. You have to find your creativeness. You have to work and identify your shadow side and accept your shadow side. Everybody has one. Everyone has a shadow side, but they try to cover it up to look good for the world, for their parents, for their lover, for their friends, for their co-worker. And you didn't come in this world to look good for anyone. You came in this world to fulfill yourself so you could do your purpose on earth. I know, Facebook. Oh, I had a hard childhood. But it taught me lessons. It taught me independence. It taught me to speak up for myself. It taught me to go through suffering. Everyone has to go through suffering. That's how you get to the real good stuff. Going through suffering is what everyone has to go through. No one's perfect in this world. Not me, not you, not anyone. Everybody have a failure. And you have to love not just the good things of yourself. You have to love the bad ones as well. You have to identify them. You have to nurture them. The bad side of you is not always bad. One is protecting yourself. Being offensive is another one. It's not bad to be offensive and putting up boundaries. It's not bad to speak your mind, even to your parents. You came in this world for the Most High. You didn't come here to carry your parents' cross or their burdens. They have their own burdens that they need to heal on their own. If they cannot deal with them, you need to keep it pushing. Yeah, that's your parent. Yeah, you love them dearly. But you didn't come here for your parent. You came here for the Most High. You came here for God. You came here to do a purpose. And if your parents are trying to stop your purpose, you have to walk away. You have to heal your inner childhood so you can know your creative side. So you can know your passions. So you can know your fully self. I am here for that purpose. I have found out who I am. And it's time to let you know who you are. I know my purpose. I'm here to help others with transformation. You have to change. You cannot stay the same. The world, Facebook, do not stay the same. You have to change. You have to shed that old skin to something new. I done it. Oh, I had a hard life. I didn't love myself. I cut myself. I was very depressed. I had abandonment issues because I didn't go back to the inner childhood. And then I had a nerve to blame somebody else. It's not the people. It's you. The first thing you have to do is change yourself. It's not about the people that surround you. It's about you. It's about you. You know yourself more better than anybody in the world that know they self. So let's finish up. I had to bring that to you. So then the shadow ends up suffering with joy. We enjoy over small good things that can end up causing us depression, lack of motivation. In the next few chapters, we will go over the inner child is found and how to reach the emotional intelligence needed to become your inner child nurturer. We want to experience the lack between the inner child, codependency, and toxic relationships. So let's go to that. As a child, we have had abandonment issues. I know I have, as in being a child. And that brings, as you are adult, when you get in relationships with other people, your relationships fail. I know. It wasn't the partners that I was with. It was me. Because I didn't find my true essence. I didn't know what I wanted. I was so quick to get in relationships with other people and didn't even know who I was. That's what's wrong with today's world today. They get in relationships and thinking that's going to fulfill them. They get into money and think that's going to fulfill them. They get into jobs and think that's going to fulfill them. They run to their mama and their daddy and think that that's going to fulfill them. That's not going to fulfill you. What's going to fulfill you is you going within yourself and identifying your shadow. That's what's going to fulfill you and heal your shadow as well as accept your shadow. Your shadow is your dark side. Your shadow is your side to help you to protect yourself. But you have to go within. Ego, having a big ego is what? People are always quick to say narcissistic. Everybody narcissistic, huh? Ain't no everybody no narcissistic. No. They just don't want to heal. They don't want to identify those things as a child. They don't want to identify abandonment issues. They don't want to identify toxic relationships. They don't want to identify not loving their self. They don't want to identify low self-esteem. But they want to kiki ha 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 with everybody else putting on a mask. And you can kiki ha 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 with everybody, but at the end you by yourself. At the end you're by yourself. And you're going to have to look at yourself in that mirror. Every day. Every day you're going to have to look at yourself. You have a choice. And you put yourself in those consequences. Not nobody else. And I've been through that. I had to understand that I put myself in those situations. No one else. Because of how the shadow covers up good parts of the inner child to a greater understanding. It says, holding the hand of a child that lives in your soul. For this child, nothing is impossible. When you pity back the layers, when you peel back the layers and layers of your shadow, at some point you will reach the inner child, a personality stereotype that is formed into the unconclusion of the mind and holding the key to our ability to dream. We even forget our dreams. I ask people what their dreams are. Oh, some people don't even know. Everybody should have dreams. That's how you find your inner child. If you don't know your dreams, you don't know your inner child. If you don't know your dreams, you ain't healed. Because everybody have dreams in life. Everybody have a dream. It says here, it is part of ourselves. The imagination of the need to essence of the part of our minds where we dream and encourage imagination. So people forget even imagination. That's how you manifest. You have to imaginate what you want to do to manifest. You have to imagine it and know that it's there already to manifest. If you want, let's say you want a car. Let's say you want a business. You have to identify that first and imagine it first. Every day because that's what helps you to have the confidence to get up every day and go for it. If you do not imagine what you want when it's not even there, then you will not succeed. You will not get that car. You will not get that business. You will not get what you want to manifest. That's a part of manifestation. There can also be a bit of childhood. If that did not, sorry about that. It says, quiet a few people were to grow up too fast. So sometimes, like I said, you gotta grow up. You grow up too fast. Having to express the loss at what they seen as happiness, become children and still navigate and can't always see. Sorry about that. I had to talk to my son. It says here, many children tend to target this recreation and become the parent hasn't done their intelligent of reflection. It assists with problems down the road. It is acknowledging that people are bullies, were often bullies themselves. So you can't blame your parents, because your parents have, a lot of them haven't even did the inner work, the inner child work. They haven't did shadow work. They haven't identified their healing. So you can't blame your parents for a lot of you guys. A lot, I had to learn that. Your parents haven't even did the inner child. They've been through trauma themselves. That's all they know. It says here, it's usually common knowing that, yeah, okay. Then it says all parts of the cycle of abuse and trauma that sorts draw to the victim. Shadow work is great to break the cycle, and it will help you bring out the inner child abilities of creation, using their intuitive more. It is creating a strong truth within yourself. So I wanted to read that to you. Some of them is, what do you do for fun as a child? So what did you do for fun as a child? What were your daydream about? What did you daydream about as a child? Describe a time where you felt misunderstood as a child. Bring your early school years that was your daily route in life. So I wanted to let you guys know about the inner child. I know it's a little tough, a little situation, but you have to heal yourself and you have to go within. You have to know who you are, because you have a purpose here on earth. Not for your parents, but for the Most High. You have a purpose to do what the Most High wants you to do. You have to find yourself first. You have to go all the way back and heal your inner child, the trauma and things that happened in your life. I know I had to do it myself. I do my journaling. I do my inner child. I also meditate and I also pray. Those things help you find who you are. Jumping into relationships don't help you find who you are. Try to be with somebody don't help you find who you are. Also, family members, being around all family members don't help you find who you are. Being around co-workers all the time don't help you find who you are. You have to go in a quiet area. You have to find yourself at least 15 to 30 minutes a day. Not having a phone, not having a TV. Finding who you are is the best thing. So, I'm finna go Facebook. I hope y'all like this video. It's here to help you guys to know what is the inner child for shadow work. Our next one is undercovering. Okay, is our next one for the comment when you see me again. Well, I hope you guys have a good morning. I know I am. Sometimes your kids get on you, but you know and it also helping enter your childhood trauma. It helps you to raise your kids better. It helps you to raise your kids and to know about themselves. Okay. If you don't heal yourself, you can't help your children. You can't help your legacy and your generation. Spirit, what's for my viewers? Self-fulfillment and property. It says take small steps into your worrying. Know it is going to be okay. And so it is. Look how beautiful that is. Woo-wee. Look at that. Ooh-wee. And then it says look up. Focus. Welcoming a new development for positive change. Well, you take care, Facebook. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.